lies,
opinion,
truth,
and substance. Only thing that can make sure we're real and bring them skills to be out.
right. My real son, he tortured some folks. Hello to all my viewers out there in the world. This is your main man, Johnny Q, coming through today with lies, opinions, truth, and substance that you can view through Global Vision TV that's powered by Status Network. This is November the 1st, 2022. We got great topics today. Dealing with, starting off getting into it, that's unbelievable. Halloween. I know a lot of my people out there, they don't celebrate it. I don't care for it, I did all that when I was a kid, so hey, but I got some things to show y'all, and y'all let me know. It's wild. Excuse my voice. Some things gonna be hard to catch your breath, but I want to show y'all what happened in this bar first. Dealing with a character. Yeah, this character, he came through, and it's just a character. I mean, it's crazy. He stepped into the bar, and I was glad that people had self-awareness, and a lot of people didn't take this particular character too funny. So I'm gonna let y'all check it out, and then we'll get to it.
What is wrong with you?
No,
Nah, y'all.
get out of here. No, get off here, man.
You don't get fucked up, man. For your sake.
So that was a guy in a Nazi uniform. The same thing Kanye was talking about, and people were like, hey man, certain things we just ain't joking about. And I know kids will do some of the brightest things, and they will also do some things that are most distasteful and disrespectful things. That they want people to find humor in it. And there is no humor in that. Which brings us to this next character at Walmart. Hey, you got to believe it to see it.
You guys are literally going into a college. You guys are not going to get any scholarships because this is a hate crime.
We all dropped out of high school.
If I still don't think it's appropriate for you guys to be doing this. It's really not funny. You guys are literally going into a college. You guys are not going to get any scholarships because this is a hate crime.
We all dropped out of high school.
If I still don't think it's appropriate for you guys to be doing this. It's really not funny.
Now here we are with two racist behavior from children, from young teenagers, still kids, but thinking that this gonna be funny, and not understanding that people who understand the severity, understanding from history how things took place, dealing with those two things. One dealing with a Nazi uniform, the other dealing with blackface that's incarcerated. And the kid even went on to say, it's okay, we dropped out of high school. And the lady really tell him, like, she wasn't really breaking it down. She just told him, one, man, just go on and get out of here. Because you don't understand, if the wrong person come through here and see that, the arrest is your least worry. That's whether you get arrested or not. the wrong black person walk through there, boy, y'all got a whole problem. And see, this is what parents aren't teaching their kids. And if they are teaching their kids, you do got kids who just gonna go astray. And I understand that. We're gonna also talk about that in the upcoming film. But I just want to stay on these two right fast. You got two white young brothers out here that do not understand the situation they were really about to put themselves in. And I have to be thankful to the older people that saw them and was like, boy, you got warned today. And I hope really somebody sit those young brothers down and really help them understand the severity of their actions. Because this could have went way left if somebody else seen it. You know, it could have went way left and they really could have lost their life playing. You can lose your life playing. You know, and also I want to take time out right here. You know, condolences to my partner Dave family. It was a tragic accident over that was right before the weekend, dealing with him. Also, Mike the barber out of Delaware lost his life last night with the Migos family as well. So I want to say condolences to all those families, and you know, hope, you know, God just give you the healing you need. You know, it's sad the way these brothers losing their lives, you know, over senseless violence that I used to be a part of. You know, and we didn't really have no respect for life. And I'm telling you, you know, a lot of these things we're going to have to get back raising and mentoring the young adults, especially the children first, and then the young adults, because it's easy to raise a child the correct way, because a child can absorb it and they can hear you as long as you're being truthful and you're doing it out of honesty and you're doing it in a godly way. You may do something else different as a parent, but give your child a shot in a godly way. Do it the best way you can. Get a child a shot. Whatever you choose to do as the adult, that's on you. They can call it contradictory and all that. That's fine. Because I remember coming up, it was a time to where a child stayed in a child's place. If my parents was going to smoke marijuana, hey boy, y'all got to get outside. Y'all got to go way yonder. You can't be around him. And every time they caught you around them because you wanted to be nosy, it was consequences. And I'm telling you, people got to get back to that. And I got 2 Halloween costumes to show you exactly why I just stated that, coming off the incident that just happened with these people. Even though they were grown, they were growing adults, this is just a tragedy that happened with gun violence with the 3 people I just named. But parenting, man, we got to get better, man. And I know this not every parent, but boy, is a lot of them. And let me tell you something. If you friends to these parents who I'm about to show you, parents got to get back to checking parents, man. And if you're not, you're a part of the problem. Martin Luther King said, silence is betrayal. So all that, oh man, I ain't gonna talk to that nigga, man. I ain't gonna talk to them nigga down there. I ain't gonna talk to that cracker down there. You know, no. Same way y'all talk at home, that's how I just gave to you. Oh, no, man, fuck that. You know, F that B. F that hoe. I ain't going down there and talk, man, her family don't listen. Hey, I'm not saying you got to go try to beat it into them. All right? But sometimes this is what God was talking about. You got to lay down your own life for the reproof and the corrections. And I know it's hard to do because self-preservation is first, and it sounds contradictory. And I know that's more when you're living right on, towards a righteous path. But man, it's just too many people getting out of hand. And I'm talking about it's too many. Out of every 10 households, it seems like 6 to 10 is out of control. Out of every 10, 6 to 10 is somehow out of control. And they're being raised this way. And it ain't just black folk. Because I'm telling you, I'm showing you white people. It ain't just white people. Because I even have some Asian people to show you from time to time. It's Jews. It's Iranians. It's Russians. Whatever ethnic group you want to name, Africans. However you want to name them, everybody has a disruption in their household. And I'm really tired of certain ethnic groups acting like they boo-boo don't stink. It does. I wish I could come up here and just joke and laugh all the time. I do enough joking and laughing. Within 1 week, and I haven't even named 5 people I know, not talking about an entertainer, has lost their life. In 1 week. That's almost 1 for every day that I know. I ain't talking about what somebody else know, that I know. So I can imagine what somebody else may know. Because I ain't the only one who this done hit towards home. People should be getting ready to die of an old age. Incidental car accident. Just a freak accident. Fell asleep, don't wake up. People are dying over some of the most senseless things right now. And let me show you what these costumes and the behavior that grown-ups are letting children letting them see. And this start with the young girl costume, a BBL. You can hit play, Joe.
¡Pintura que no sea! ¿Qué es eso? Pintamos toda la casa y sin dejar caer una sola gota de pintura que no sea. ¿Qué es eso?
Who idea? I see a man on the left and a woman on the right. And then you got the handcuff chain on the other youngin' sibling. Who idea was that to put a BBL on a child? I can tell you right now, as we can see, that was a Hispanic couple. And for the man to sit there and agree with it, even if it was his idea, boy, you and your wife need to be pulled outside and be horsewhipped. Straight up. Straight up. It ain't nowhere in the hell I'll put a child on a BBL costume. It ain't nowhere in the hell I even think that's funny. I know some people gonna find it hilarious because they like, who the hell idea was that? That would have been fine for the mama to put that on at an adult party. Notice I'm saying that. Not while kids coming up getting candy. At an adult party, at an adult event, yeah, that would have been cool. She sure could have. She could have had a gigantic BBL. But you think I'm finna put this on a 3-year-old, 4-year-old kid? When I know it's pedophiles in every ethnic group? When I know it's a rapist in every ethnic group? So I guess you can't really care about your kid. There's no way you could tell me you care about your child. There's no way you could think this was funny. We got people constantly playing. And you're playing with a child's life. You ain't even playing with your life. I could respect if you was going to do it as an adult. This is a child. And there's no way I'm going to find humor in it. Which brings me to my next episode. You got to get hyped off this. And I know y'all going to love it. This might make us feel a little better. This is how a football team, this is how they say they do it. Let's see.
Again, that boy G, he the kid, ayy. We gon' be for real, now the whole city see it, ayy. People get see murdered at my dog, now we locked in, yeah. That boy Booby #1 on any top 10. Stay my homie AJ like a AKC Friday. You gon' hit for real, this ain't play. On Hollywood and a highlight. And if your money right, then you can meet me at the Friday night light, yeah. Jimmy, that's my dog, don't make him bite, yeah. What I'm wrong or right in the fight, ayy. Shout out LA Mike, we on site. What up Jace, what up Nino, got him hype. Never forfeit in my life, but the other team might, yeah. Running back, keep money, keep it distant, that boy different, I'm a fan, I've been a witness, that boy dripping, leave you missing, yeah. Mari, he the one, you got a job, he get it done. King Kong, make fun, tell Juju, brain J-Man. Trio pushing up with Mario, this baby 80. I hope he asking for a handshake when you see Pancake. Voodoo laying babies out, make sure your man straight. Go to work on anybody, feel like we do landscapes. Automatic, want your bike back, call you savage, yeah. Playing around, might get you slammed down when you see Bam Bam. It won't be no crew without K2, yeah. Hope they get a picture, that boy Tarja, hard hitter, yeah. I'm a bad.
Hey, you got to feel it. You got to feel it now. As an adult, you got to feel it. What the hell does that got to do with a youth football game? And Joe, remind me what artist that is again? Yeah. The lyrics is what I'm talking about. No, it's not appropriate for a youth football game. No, I'm talking about right here on the Voodoo song. I forgot the artist's name. Thank you, Nikki. Gerald Ford, 88. Which boy at your house? Oh yeah, man, I forgot the name of that little group right there. Yeah, just like Nikki said, there is kid-friendly music that could have been played. But here it is, this is drill music. And I had to learn what drill music was. You know, to be honest with you, I had no idea what drill music was. I didn't know what it was. You know, and it is to get you hyped, to get ready to basically go commit a crime. You gotta beat hard. I respect all that. But this is not for a kid. This ain't for a youth football game. Here it is again, parenting. Man, listen. It's not that my children have not chose to do what they wanted to do as an adult. But as a child, my kids have told me, I got to thank you, Dad, because you kept me in the kids' place. I see the severity of those who didn't get a chance to get kept in a kid's place. See, they got a borderline. That's why sometimes when they go around people, and I'm talking about my children, they don't seem normal. See, guys who I come up with, even as destructive as we were, even when we start saying, hey man, we're going to get this money, we just ain't going to stay confined in these projects, we're going to give it a shot. I got partners who got 20 years, 30 years, life sentence, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. That went in and out. I've went in and out, in and out. It's certain things we were already trained we were not going to do. Sometimes we have friends and associates and partners who decided to go over the borderline. And if they chose to, that was them. But we were raised to be our own men. I'm going to be my own man. And it's just certain lines I'm not going to cross because I did not get taught that. I was trained. I was molded. My grandparents siblings, my mother's siblings, my father, certain things they just did not play. And those things, they held me to the fire of it. And I appreciate it. Because if not, I wouldn't see that imaginary borderline. Yeah, I did some things that people ain't gonna never do in their lifetime. And I'm not asking them to. Because it was wrong then, it's gonna be wrong now. But it got to be a line you will not cross. And right now, I keep seeing a lot of parents promote children to cross a line that they shouldn't even be aware of. Let alone be in the mix of it. So I'm asking adults, where are we going? Where are we going with this? I get calls from a month ago about a youth football game in Douglasville, starting with 14, 13, 12, 11, all the way down to the 5-year-old game. Thousands of people out there. Thousands. A friend of mine told my other friend, you need to get your son and you need to take him out this league. And this is why. They come out the tunnel. They got the other kids who are 11 trying to bully the other team by calling. Now this is the coach leading this. He's leading this pack. And you're calling the other team weak bitches. And you're standing on their sidelines and you're chatting that you done went over to their sidelines. And you as the adult coach, you thought that was a good idea? You could have walked over to the sideline. You could have, hey, you ain't ready, we ready, pat the pads, and really put the thump on the pads. You could have did all that. This letting you know where the morals, because you want your child to be on the winning team. You want your child to be on the hype team. My children, this is no lie. When you see one of them, you can ask them. They might have heard 2 rap songs in the car with me from 0 to 18. My auntie them had a habit to where you either gonna listen to jazz, church music, when you in their car as a child, or nothing. Take your pick. That's it. Because even the old school R&B could teach you about sex. And they knew we wasn't ready. See, this is how smart they was coming from back then. And we just talking about with no cuss words. You got to figure out what sexual healing really means. You got to figure out, because at the kid, I'm talking about as a real kid, you hear turn off the lights and you ain't really experienced that. You're like, well, why is he saying turn off the lights? But they knew eventually you'll catch wind. All you got to do is be at the wrong place at the wrong time and you'll catch wind, even as a little child. So guess what? They ain't going to play it. Now, once you get older, you can find out what all that means by turn off the lights and sexual healing. You can do that. You know why? Because you are now going into adulthood. I done gave you all the proper training I could give you and keep you away from the things that could really cloud your mind from what I need you to do as a child. You got kids out here wearing BBL. Your child walk out with a costume of a Nazi and a black face. Or even if they go down the street and put it on. Now, one other kid called you and said, hey, look, little John and little Mary, they out of order. You need to go get them. They going down here with such and such. Nobody kid knows to do that. Then you got a coach leading a pack of a football team to grown up with a little bit of drill music and profanity and vocative language. Vulgar language. And no parent came off the field, came out the stand and said, hey man, get my child. I don't want to win that bad. If that's winning, I just don't want it. Not for a child. Now, as an adult, NFL, you right. I may do all type of, go through all type of tactics. You're exactly right. You know why? Because I'm an adult. And it's going to take another adult to say something. And if I don't want to hear it as an adult, I can flick them off. But as a child, what if this child go around the corner with this same music in their mind and it's older kids, because these kids about, I think if I'm not mistaken, this a 10-year-old. So if you go around 16-year-old and because of this music is sponged in your mind and you want to portray what's in this music toward these 16-year-olds and these 16-year-olds get right on your behind, people ain't thinking that far down the road. And now you got the parents mad at the 16-year-olds when really you should be mad at yourself because it started with you. It started with you. I just need people to start being more aware of what you're promoting to kids, man. From parents to the other guardians when they're away from parents. Please be more aware of what you're doing, because I'm telling you, it's finna start being more serious problems when these kids get hurt up under another adult care because of your recklessness behavior. And then what does happen, the parent does need to be arrested as well. I'm agreeing with that because you got your kid here. And that's just straight up. You got your kid in a harsh environment that you're letting an adult promote adult activity to. You may not like it. You might not want to agree with it. But that child who we just saw with those team uniforms on, that child didn't pay for that uniform. That child don't pay for gas money to get there to practice every day. That child don't go buy detergent to wash that uniform. That child don't go buy his cleats. So yeah, it starts with you. Dad, mom, aunt, uncle. Yeah, it starts with y'all. So be more aware. Nikki say, what is drill music? Drill music is something like the old rock, used to get your hype. Drill music, it's called drill music of rap drill music. It now gets you hype, whether you want to go shoot, whether you want to go rob, whether you want to go steal, kill. That's what drill music is. Which also, we coming up to, I want y'all to see this bus driver incident. Just a quick skit. And but this is what I'm talking about. Parenting away from home. And you got to know how to put your foot down. And for real parents, when you see this, you gonna know. You gonna know it wasn't him. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna help y'all with that. Let y'all check it out.
You won't get on this motherfucking bus no motherfucking more. Getting on my goddamn nerve. Acting like you ain't got no sense. And I know you're smarter than that. Acting like you stupid. I ain't playing with y'all motherfuckers. Better ask somebody. You know who you messing with. Get your ass off this damn bus, you won't get back on. You know my goddamn nerve. All goddamn day. Shut the fuck up. Goddamn nerve. Like you ain't got no sense. I'll take all your ass back to school. You can walk home. You won't get on this motherfucking bus no motherfucking more. You know my goddamn nerve. Acting like you ain't got no sense. And I know you're smarter than that.
I know we all wish he could use better language. But you can tell that ain't his first rodeo with those school kids on that bus. Because he told y'all, I know y'all know better. And so now I got to stand up and I got to put this bass in my voice because you won't listen when I just say sit down. Leave the other kid alone. Stay in your seat. Y'all know, we've been there. We've been on the bus. We know. But when that real, depending on what principal or what teacher had to get on that bus, guess what? No matter how tough you were, that kid sat down. That kid sat down the whole ride when usually there were a couple of kids on there be disruptive, throwing stuff out the window, yelling out the window. Every now and again it'd be fights on the bus. But when that real assistant stepped on that bus, guess what? Everybody had attention. That thing quiet. And just like he just had to get them quiet. You can't allow a child to think it's going to overrun an adult and then get mad because your child ain't getting trained. Or if it is getting trained, you can't keep the training on your child while you at work. It takes another adult. And I'll be glad when y'all adults get that through your skull. When you at work, when you at school, you got this child that's at school or at these other activities, you are telling this parent like I would while I ain't there. Where is this note? Don't you tell my child nothing. Then you take your punk ass child on with you. If I can't tell your child nothing, you don't believe I got the best interest for your child, then you take your child on with you. You put your child out there on that football field with a coach like that. And when your child gets shot, killed, stabbed, beat up, jumped on, or anything, or either do it vice versa, then guess what? That's what you asked for. See, because right here, you going to obey in my circle. I don't care what child is. That's why everybody know, hey, ain't no sense you leaving your kid over there with Q. Because, see, I'm only going to tell you to sit down, behave one time. Listen, that don't mean you can't go jump on the monkey ball. You can go explore in the backyard. But when I tell you to do something, I mean it. You don't look back at me like, okay, I'll do it when I get ready or however it go. In other words, you going to be a child. Now, I'm not going to treat you like a slave or a robot. But when I say something as an adult, I mean that. You don't have no opinion as a kid. You have a right when there is mistreatment. You always have a right, even when there ain't mistreatment. But, there is that but. When an adult tells you something, and it does not mean no harm, even though you don't feel like doing it, you better do it. You ain't my equal. You ain't raised with me. We didn't come up on the same block. I know what's best for you. I already been here. You just got here. And I'm sick of these new age parents that don't know squat. Keep promoting this BS, and all the older adults who been here acting like they ain't never been here. You gonna live in fear? You gonna live scared? Hey, do me a favor. Just go on and die. I said it. I ain't gonna even hold it no much longer. If you gonna be scared to say something that's in your community, when you know, listen, I said it's the right way to do wrong. But when you know a child out of order, and yes, his parents or her parents may be out of order, then it's two things. Either you going to go on and pick up and move and say, hey, I'm just going to remove myself from this situation, or you going to stand firm. And that's just what it is. But what you can't do is be a coward and act like you don't see it. Now, I know everybody can't get the wind pushed in their back at the same time. I'm not asking everybody to be a hero. What I'm asking you to do is just to stand up, man, when you see a child that's wrong. And yes, that parent may not understand you doing the right thing. But sometimes you have to take time out your own schedule and catch that parent before it go to that liquor store, before it go to such and such. And you have to ask that parent, hey, let me speak to you. Sometimes you have to go to somebody else who know that parent and speak to them and see if they can be a voice of reason. Sometimes you might have to go to a person that know the other person that know the other person. If we don't get this thing near back to on track, you think these deaths that we seeing right now, you think these problems? Keep letting it go like you don't see it. Keep letting it go like you don't see what's happening and watch the real problems. I'm asking parents again. Please stand up. Please be a parent. Please be a guardian. Please. Please stop being so silent on piss poor behavior from children. Please stop exploiting piss poor behavior to children. Well, this right here bring me to our boy Kanye. No. I'm sorry. This right here is the Terrebonne Parish High School incident. You know, kids. But how do you get this comfortable as a child? And I'm gonna let y'all hear it.
They ran out of chicken because I'm fucking. There are everywhere. They ran out of chicken because I'm fucking.
You can tell he trying to really build up courage. And I want to give thanks to the Parish High School of Terrebonne, of the district, Terrebonne Parish High School, which is in Louisiana. I really want to give them a lot of credit because they went on ahead, picked them up, charged them with terroristic threats, charged them with starting a riot, disorderly conduct, and rightfully so. And people were asking, should the parents be charged here? If it's proven, yeah, hell yeah. If it's proven, this is what you teaching your kid, because it's easy to prove. It really is. It ain't hard as you think. Or if he really just chatting with the wrong people on social media. A lot of stuff do start at home. Sometimes, as we all know, as children keep growing up, they choose their own mind. So it's really easy to prove. Trust me, it is. So I want to give thanks to the high school for stepping up, doing the right thing. I really hope these young lads really learn a valuable lesson, which I doubt it, no time soon. But I'm glad they're being exposed. And you got to live with these consequences right here. And you got to live with what your actions just did. Because it ain't cute. It ain't funny. What if your wrong brother who's darker than you heard that and got zero understanding and ready to go off anger already? It's an old saying. Don't let your mouth write a check your behind can't cash. But see, he knew that. That's why they were saying it low. But you promoted it on social media like an idiot. Hey, parents, stay on your kids. I just told y'all, it's coming. Y'all think it's just one group of color. It's not. It's everywhere. Everywhere. All over the world. Ain't no one exempt. I'm going to bring this to our boy Ye, Mr. Ye West. And he got some things to say. So let's hear what Ye got to say first.
It hurt my people. It hurt the black people. So I want to apologize to hurting them, because right now God has shown me by what Adidas is doing and by what the media is doing, I know how it feels to have a knee on my neck now. So I thank you, God, for humbling me and letting me know how it really felt. Because how could the richest black man ever be humbled other than to be made to not be a billionaire in front of everyone off of one comment, that question, the things that are happening. A lot of times when I would say, oh, I'm the richest black man, it would be a defense that I would use for the mental health conversation. To say, oh, you guys say I'm crazy, but look at this, I made money. But that is not godlike to be showing off. So if it's not godlike, then God will take that, because it's all the church's money, right? So what's happening right now is I'm being humbled. Another things that are happening.
You know, yay is yay. And yay is correct. God will humble you. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm saying the powers more at be is humbling you more than God is humbling you right now, because people like, how can you say that? Well, that's easy for me. Merlin Lynch, where's their humbleness? What is that? Morgan, Sachs Gold. The list could go on and on about banks and how they just took money from people a decade or so back. You know, I mean, what's the other one? Started with the E back in the day. It was a big old company. A billion. It was up in the billions. Man, I forget. But I mean, it was just so many, and the government come back and give them more money after they broke the people. And then you give us a patsy, like, even though he was big, Bernie Madoff, and but yet, where are these companies being held accountable? What does that have to do with Ye? What I'm saying is, other banks and companies want to hold Ye responsible for a comment, but yet the government ain't gonna hold these other people accountable for what they actually did. We're gonna talk about someone's opinion versus to what other people did. Am I saying Ye does not need, it doesn't need to be addressed, or should it be looked over? No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't feel nowhere possible in the world is right for Chase Bank to say, no, we're not gonna hold your money no more. Now, if I got Ye money, I wouldn't care anyway. Because this is a bank called Citizen Trust. I know they'll be glad to have this $500 million of dollars. So it wouldn't make me no difference. Any other bank, you know, but I know they all in cahoots together, pretty much. Most of them are all in cahoots together. That's why it ain't no black financial institution besides Citizen Trust Bank. You think Citizen Trust Bank only wanted to be the only black bank? No. It's sad that we still got color banks in 2022. It's sad that we still got white privileged banks right now, only in 2022. And y'all can dictate and tell a man, well, hey, we ain't gonna hold your money. You can just sit your money across seas or wherever, you know, and we're gonna boycott your clothes, Goodwill. But you'll sell a Jeffrey Dahmer t-shirt. You'll sell a Ted Bundy t-shirt. You would even sell before everything got so popular with BLM. You would sell a Ku Klux Klan outfit. Huh? See, I just want people to be aware of what's happening with Ye. Not saying Ye is correct. I just need people to be aware of what's happening around it, because you better believe you'll be next. Be careful. Be careful what you throw in the trash too fast. Be careful. And yay, he also needs to be careful. That's just my opinion. Now, bring y'all to this. This is a problem right here, and this all over the world. This behavior. And I know somebody going through this behavior right now. I know what you're about to see. It ain't this bad what you're about to see, but I know a male that's going through this behavior.
Me, punch me in my nose, but you know what? I'm still a man. I ain't no punk ass man because I ain't hit her back. I ain't hit her back. She bust my fucking lip. She bust my nose, and she cut me and shit with this blade and shit, and she out here. I'm calling the police on you. I'm calling the police on you. Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from this car, bitch. You crazy. You crazy, bitch. Look what you did in my face. Look what you did in my face. Fuck you. I'm calling the police. The police is on its way. The police. Get off the fucking car. Don't break my fucking window. So, my ex-girlfriend, and she just beat me up because I don't want to be with her anymore. I just called the police on this bitch, and she outside right now. She just fucking cut me, punched me in my nose, but you know what? I'm still a man. I ain't no punk ass man because I ain't hit her back. I ain't hit her back. She bust my fucking lip.
I'm the same type of sad as if that would be a woman. And thank God it's not a woman. Thank God it is a man that can take it, but that's not what a man is here for, and neither is a woman here for that. If anybody who's a couple got to go through that right there, you need to be hitting the exit door quick. First of all, I really have to be careful with my words. You're not finna cut me. I'm just being straight up. If you're a woman or a man, no. I'm telling you, you finna get severely hurt. Especially when I know you're serious. I don't know where that young lady temper is. I don't know where her rage is. If you believe that brother is that good, what the hell would make you want to harm him like that? And then, brother, you can't allow no gender to put something in their hand and get that close to you. You can't do that. Listen, she cut the man in his face. What if the man leaned a certain way and she hit the man's neck? Men, stop taking it so lightly when women get aggressive. Stop. Actually, this goes for both genders. If you got to beat on each other, man, like, excuse me, I'm sorry. It's a difference with an argument. All right? I don't even want people shoving each other. I don't even want y'all to bump each other. I don't want neither one of y'all to bump each other because it starts something. You can yell till the next sun come up. Do not put your hands on each other. Because I'm telling you, it's not going to end well. And I'm telling you, I know a guy right now who going through that same thing, not that severe, but actually getting hit upside his head. And he loved this woman. He liked this woman. It shouldn't take for a woman to hit you upside your head for you to know that she doesn't respect you. She doesn't love you how you love her. And no, bro, you're not a punk bitch. You're not. But you could have been a dead one. And I don't mean a punk bitch dead. I mean you could have been a dead man. I have to thank you for really not having my actions, or either other men knew who I saw go through their action. I have to commend you for that. Y'all women, some of y'all, not all of y'all, it's not all of y'all. I'm telling you up front, it's not all of y'all. But a lot of y'all, this aggressiveness like that, you're going to get yourself hurt. You're going to get yourself hurt. I'm telling you. Stop. Because I'm not going to tell you no lie. I would have kicked her face in. I wasn't going to be looking like that. I'm telling you, I just, young, that's why I really never, I'm glad I've had my little small altercation. I did not think it was cool then because I was too much, you know, I always thought I was a gentleman. I was a player, straight up. I just didn't, I didn't like that. And I'm telling you, it's only a couple of times I had to go there, and it set the tone pretty much out for every woman that knew then. I hated had to be that way. I did not want it to be that way. I wasn't going around just smacking them. Hey, you know, and just, no. That's not how that happened at all. And I hate just because she was the aggressive, I should have just known, like I'm saying now, guess what? Hey, man, you're a little too toxic. You toxic for me right now. Hey, let me go another way. But what I wasn't going to do was allow you to think you could hurt me. And I was still going to be there. And I'm telling you, if you put your hand on that woman just because you want to be there and the neighbors see it or somebody else see it, you're going to jail. So the solution is separate from it. Do not allow yourself to get that far and get hurt. That's man or woman. Do not do it. Well, today I got to wrap it up. And I really want to thank y'all for sitting here and enjoying this time with me. And I'll catch y'all at the very next episode next week, same time. Next week, same time, same place. Peace.
Lies, opinion,
truth,
and substance. Only people that can control who are real and give them skills to be